Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to take a look at how we can create attachments in the SharePoint list using Power Apps Code Apps. In this video, we will take a look at what are the service functions available from the SharePoint and how we can use them to create items in the SharePoint list and add the attachment to that items. There is also important thing that I have covered in this video, like if you have tried to create attachments and if sometimes the files got corrupted, then how we can resolve that part. Okay, so this we are going to see in this video. If you're watching this video for the very first time, requesting you to subscribe to the channel because I will be uploading a lots of content about Power Apps, Code Apps, and connected with the different data sources. And if you have any question in this video, just let me know in comments and I'll be happy to help. So let's first take a look at the demo. So here this is a simple HTML structure that I have created that will take a title as an input to enter the list attachments and the HTML input file control where we can upload the attachments. For some kind of configuration things, like generally we have like how many files we can select, then what is the maximum number of file, right? So for this, what I did is there is a configuration file in the code that you will find, and I will put the link of that code in the description so you can follow along with me. So here the title is hello there. Let's say if I put it something like 5. In the attachments, currently it is supported for multiple attachments. So there I can upload images, then I can upload the PDF documents. And when I click on create item and add attachments, you will see it is showing me the error that this file specifically larger than 10 MB. Why this is? Because I have configured to not cross after 10 MB. Okay. This is completely configurable. You can see this in the code. I choose the files again, and if I select these files like one image and two PDFs, if I click on create, it will create the item first in the SharePoint list and then it will add attachments to it, right? Once the attachment got created, you will see these attachments here. So the item is created with the ID 68 and these are the attachments. So if I open these, it will open in a new tab. I can see this image, this PDFs properly. Now coming back to our code setup. So here I have added the file called list attachment.tsx. In this, you will see there is only a text input, so it will take input from the user, whatever the value they have to populate in the title column. Here in my SharePoint list, there is a ID, there is a title column, and there is attachments. Okay, so we'll be focusing on these two only. I have created another video where I have shown how we can perform the operations to the another columns. So here there is one HTML control called attachments. So this is the input type of file. Here we have some parameters, multiple, that is if you want to allow multiple file selection. Accept, that means which type of file it should accept. On change is the event that triggers when the file is been added here. And the disable, whether you want to disable this or not, right? So here if you notice there is a SharePoint config file. So if I click on this, you will see this file and you can change this value according to your need. Okay, so currently it is allowed multiple set to true, that means only multiple files are allowed. If I set to false, then only single file is allowed. Accepted file types, that is star, that means each and every file it should accept. Otherwise only selected file type you can specify, like this PNG, JPG, etc. After that, here you can select a maximum file sizes. So here you can specify the maximum file size. And once this is set up, you don't have to change anything in the TSX file. It is already imported from that configuration file only. So don't have to change anything here. After that, there is a button. So on click of this button, we will create an item in the SharePoint list first, and then we will update and add the attachment to that item, because you cannot add attachments until and unless the item is created, right? So this is the work in the Power Automate. First, to add an item in the SharePoint list, you get the ID of that item, and then you will add attachments to it. So there is a function called on create item with attachment. Ignore these things. It is just states like managing whether there is any issues, whether there is a message, or whether the item is submitting or not for the loading animations or UI. Okay. The important thing is validate file function. Why? Because as I shown in the demo, if I select any file that doesn't fit in this criteria, we will have that kind of error message shown. Okay. So here, if we don't select any of the file, then it will show the errors. So currently I'm not showing in the UI, this is showing in the console only. Then if the file is too large, then it will show the error like this, right? And from where you can specify again the config.ts file. After that, once the validation is completed, the first function that we are going to call is the SharePoint service.post item. Post item is nothing but to create an item in the SharePoint list. And where you can find this again in the SharePoint service.ts. So this is something that this file is auto generated when you connect it to the SharePoint data source, and you don't have to change anything in this file. Okay. So the post item requires 4 parameters. The data set, that is nothing but your SharePoint site. Table is nothing but your SharePoint list ID. Item is the JSON payload of your item. That means whatever the column and their values. And the view. This is optional. Again, so here as you can see, my data set is the SharePoint list. So in the config file, if you see here, data set and table is configured here. Okay. And now the title is this one. I'm only adding the data in the title. So that's why I have not included any other columns. If this executes properly, I'm getting item by ID. Okay. So let me show you. If I go here, I open network tab. If I select a file, and if I click on create item, so you see the first function it is calling to create item. So once the item got created, I am getting ID of it. Okay. So where we have ID, title, and all the column from the SharePoint is. But the only thing that we require is the item ID. So back in the VS Code, so you see the value I will get, value is nothing but the response from that API. And to extract the ID, we have to pass it like this, value dot ID. Okay. And after that, there is a for loop. Why? Because if there is a multiple attachments, we have to execute this create attachment function for each of that file, right? And if there is only single, then you just have to write it once. Okay. But the recommended approach is you should have this kind of loop, because sometime, let's say currently you are setting for the single, but in future if you set to multiple, then you have to change a lot of in the code. Correct. So right now, if I even though if I set it to false, this will work properly, no issues. And here for each of the file from the selected files that I have used. Now, what is this? If you are a low code developer, you have not that much idea. So let me show you how this is works. So there is an input control, right? So it means a on change. So now if I select any file, so let's say these 4 files I select, okay? And here you will see the selected files. So each file will have these kind of things, a name, size, types, and the file. So here we have that the file object, like a blob we can say, right? Or binary. So again, for all the selected file, we are converting those into the base 64. Okay, so this is the function. You don't have to change anything here. So this function is to convert that file into base 64 as SharePoint accept this format. Okay, so after each of the file converted into base 64, we are calling a function called create attachments. So let's see what this function has. So again, there are parameters, dataset, table, item ID, which is the SharePoint list item ID. Display name is nothing but the file name, and the body, that is the content of the file. Okay. So here, these things we know. So file.name, from where we are getting this. If you see, the file has the name. Okay. So the exact file name you have to use. So you don't have to hard code it somewhere. And after that, the body is nothing but the base 64 format of that file and the response we get from this code. Okay. So once this function executes, if there is a success, then there is no issues. If there is any error, we will see in the console. After that, this step is optional because if you noticed here, once I created any file, I am showing it here. Okay, so this is just to get that, like get item with attachments. So again, this is the function where we just have to specify three parameters. The first one is dataset, table, and the list item ID. So it will get all attachments from the SharePoint list and for that selected item. And if we see it here in the network tab, see, this is the kind of response we will get. So notice this is the array. So as there is only one file called David, so we have this, and it has ID absolute URI. So this is the exact URL of that attachment. And if I click on it, it will open it here. And in the SharePoint list as well, if you see, this is the 69 ID. And if I click on this, we have this attachment. Okay. So now there is an important thing to note here. If you follow this, if you have created a new Power Apps code apps, and if you are doing this thing, you will face an issue currently. Okay. And what that issue is, the file you will see in the SharePoint is corrupted. Now, what I mean by that. Okay. So these are the two files. Okay. This is the image, and this is the text one. Okay. So as you can see, the image is not visible properly. And in the text file as well, it has text, but in a completely different format. Okay. So now why this issue happens and what is the resolution of this? Okay. So for this, I dig into some GitHub, the Power Apps code apps, and I have found there is a bug in the boilerplate code that is generated in the node modules for this. So the issue is the create file function only work with the text files. Okay. So this was the issue. So you can read this in detail. Like this is the same issue like SharePoint accept the binary format, but the code that was written that was not supporting this content. Okay. So now what is the resolution of this? So as you can see, this fix is rolling out. So here, if user have mentioned like these two files you have to change, and these are the exact files you have to use. Okay. So I will put the link of this in the description. Just download these two files, and where you have to change this, I will tell you. So this is the exact path. So in the VS Code, you have to go to node modules. In that, you have to go to at Microsoft. In that, Power Apps, test, internal, inside data. There is we have core. Again, the data folder, executors, and here you have to change this file, connector data operation executor.js. Okay. So if you open this, you just have to copy the content that you downloaded from the GitHub file into this file. And the second file is under runtime client, this file, runtime client data, runtime data client.js. Okay, so this file you have to change. And here if you notice, like I saw this code, I compared this, like I go to ChatGPT and ask what is the comparison in between these two. So there is one thing I found. So the executor, then we have connected data operation. And if you can search for binary, like this is something that you can do with ChatGPT, but yes, this is just a quick overview, like what is there, right? So there was a patch added, right? So handle the format binary body parameters for the SharePoint create file, right? So this the new code block that was added, so that was not there earlier. Okay, if you just compare the files that you have and the new file, you will easily find the differences. Okay, so now is it the only thing that you have to do when the file changes and it will work? No, it won't, because when you hit the command npm run dev to initialize it in the node module, there is a files will get created, right? The bundles of these files. What you have to do, you just have to delete this one dot white. So just click on this and delete everything and stop your server and again initialize npm run dev. Okay, now in this way you will see the result properly. Okay, you just have to refresh these and you can try with adding the attachments. Any attachments you can add, now it should work. Okay, so this is the major important point that you have to understand. So like I spent a complete day around this issue, like why it's not happening, but I forgot to check in this. Right. So one of the lesson I've learned, like if there is something that you are getting an issue, the first thing you have to check in the official docs or GitHub repo, right? If there is any same issue reported by multiple users. Now this was not the only one. If you notice here, there are lots of issues are there, right? But they are all of a different type, but yes, pointing to the same problem, right? Some of the users reported that the binary body parameter is corrupted files, right? So you have to read this issue carefully and properly. And if you have something to add it here, if any of the user needs, I will definitely recommend to add because it will help a lot of developers like us to debug that same problem. Okay, so you can read this issue description in detail, and after the changes in those files, you will see these created here. Okay, I hope you understand everything, like what's happening behind the scene and how we can create the attachments. If you have any issue, any concerns, you can let me know in comment, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you.